everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some of the most unique instruments that they offer at the Flute Center of New York. So I'm going to be showing you one flute as well as a bunch of head joints. And the cool thing about these instruments, some of them they look different, some of them they sound incredibly different. So you can put them onto your regular flute and it will completely change the sound. I'm very excited about these. Some of them I had heard about, some of them I am new to, and I'm just excited to play them and see what they sound like. I did want to remind you that if you are looking for a new instrument at the Flute Center of New York, you can use my code Gina and you will get free shipping, an extended trial, as well as an extended warranty. I also do have a new perk for you guys with the Flute Center. So if you are consigning your instrument, aka selling your instrument through the Flute Center, and it has to have any repairs done prior to being sold, you will get $25 off of those repairs with my code Gina. So just make sure to mention that. And if you have any questions about that, I do have a video all about consigning your instruments, so make sure to watch that and I'll have that linked. I'm really excited, so let's get started. First, we have a head joint by Arista, and wow, it is so cool. I have never seen a head joint like this before. What, of course, makes this so unique is the way that the metal looks on the head joint. Let me tell you about the specs of this head joint. It has a handmade sterling silver tubing, silver lip plate and crown, 14 rose gold riser, engraved lip plate, and it is handmade in the United States. Let's see how it sounds. It definitely has a really full and beefy low end, so I really like that. I'm a big fan of a big low register. That is a beautiful sounding head joint. This one is super unique. It is by Geoghegan, and I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. I looked everywhere for him or someone else saying his last name. Couldn't find any videos, so I am so sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. However, this is a really cool looking head joint, so let me tell you about the specs of it. It has a tantalum tube, silver lip plate and riser with power bands, and it was completed in 2011. The first observation that I have about it is that it is very heavy on this side, which is not very typical for head joints. I've come across a couple, but it is much heavier on this side than a typical head joint. Like I said before, it is very top heavy, so that would be something that you would just need to get used to because the balance of the flute is slightly different than what you would normally be doing with your typical flute that you would have. It's a really pretty head joint. So what the characteristics that first come to mind, it's very pure, very singing, and it just has a very sweet sound to it. Next up, we have the Glissando Headjoint by Robert Dick. I have seen so many people play this, and of course it's a very hot commodity at every single flute convention. So I'm excited to actually have one here today that I get to test out because I've never gotten to play one. It's really cool. So the way that this works is you place your head like this and then you move it back and forth and it does a glissando for you. So let me just do a close up here so that you can see how it actually works. It goes like that. It's so cool. I love that, and I'm excited to play it for you in just a second here, but it is of course by Robert Dick. One thing I will mention is that all these head joints are going to have a different size, so you do need to try them with the body of whatever flute it is that you have to make sure that they fit. So let's try this out. I think this is going to be so much fun. It definitely feels super weird though, I'm not gonna lie, it feels super weird. That's so cool! So I'm going to play a G right now, and let's see where that center is. Okay, here's our G. And let's see how far it goes down. So that gets you all the way to an E. So playing a G, you can go up a half step to a G sharp, A flat, and then you can go all the way down to an E. So that's a pretty wide range. So one thing for sure that you would have to get used to is finding that placement on the center of the note. And so what I mean by that is, where is the actual note that you are playing? So then you can play around with going either sharper or flatter than that note. So that would be something that you would have to get used to, but I don't think it would be that difficult. It's just probably a muscle memory, to be completely honest. I have two left for you. This one right here is a low whistle style head joint by Abell. This head joint is made out of grenadilla wood. It is handmade and it has silver tenons and rings. So with this head joint, it actually kind of converts the way that you play the instrument. So normally, you know, you're playing like this, and it actually converts it to playing like this, similar to a whistle. That's so cool. So like I said before, it completely changes the sound of your instrument by just switching out the head joint rather than getting an entirely new instrument. Also, it gives you the comfortability of what it is that you are used to playing. So in my case, a flute. So I'm able to do all the same fingerings and everything. And this head joint especially is just super easy to play. I'm just able to pick it up and play it right away. And I can use all the fingerings and everything that I'm used to with the traditional Western flute. So I'll play a little bit more. I'm just having so much fun playing this. Not gonna lie, I'm going to probably be getting one of these very soon. And last up, we have this beautiful, beautiful wooden flute by Windward Flutes. Let me tell you a little bit more about this instrument. It is a keyless flute in the key of D. It is made out of heat-treated light curly maple wood with African olive wood rings. This is so beautiful, and I actually did try these out at one of the last flute conventions. I definitely want to get one of these at some point soon. Oh, that sound is so pretty! And my guess is they probably, with the right hand, want you to have what's called a piper's grip, which is used for a lot of whistle playing. So your right hand goes like this instead of like this, which is traditionally how you play the Western flute, the modern flute. But I'm more comfortable like this, but I have been trying to get used to piper's grip, which it's a little bit more difficult because for me, I like to feel the rings with my fingers so I know exactly where the holes are. So that's something that I would definitely need to get used to on this flute, but I don't think it would be too difficult. I know a lot of people who play that way and it works really well for them. But like I said, it has just such a unique and beautiful sound, and I'm definitely going to be getting one of these soon. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know which was your favorite in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. Thank you again to the Flute Center of New York for sending me all these instruments and making this series possible. This video was so much fun to make. Also, make sure all of you are subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of my future videos, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll see you soon.